So you know you want to create consistent content in your business, but you really struggle with the consistency part. Well, in order to build a community of people who truly trust you and the work that you do, you gotta be showing up on a regular basis. So in today's video, I'm gonna share with you how you can improve your consistency when it comes to content creation. If you're needing some branding and business inspiration every single week, I'm coming at you with a brand new video every single Monday as part of my series, Mondays with Michelle. Go ahead and hit that bell and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Hey there, I'm Michelle Knight of Brandmerry.com and welcome to Mondays with Michelle. You might notice that we are in a brand new setting, and that is because our full-time travel has started. If you don't know my entire story because you don't follow me on Instagram at Brandmerry Coaching, ding ding, then you don't know that I am traveling full-time with my family for at least a year. And this is all possible because of the work that I have done to create a profitable brand through my business, Brandmerry.com. So I'm working on the road and traveling full-time, which is my definition of freedom. And this is all possible because of the work that I have done to create the strong personal brand, to show it for my community, to create content that they resonate with. You know, kind of a big deal. And I know that you want more about content creation because you told me after my last video where I shared the top 4 tools that I use to improve my content creation. So I want to take it a step further today and talk about consistency, because if there is one thing that so many entrepreneurs struggle with, it is consistently creating content, aka coming up with ideas, and consistently showing up online. And it is in the consistency, I'm saying that word so much, that you build trust with your community. If you watched that recent video I talked to you about the 4 tools to improve your content creation, then you know that I truly believe that content is the core of a truly profitable brand. And I have seen this work in my own business. For the past 3 years, I've focused on creating content for my community that they want to see, content that converts, and consistently showing up for them. And as a result, I went from 0 subscribers to over 5,000 people in my online community. So let's get into it. Let's talk about my top tips for you today to improve consistency. Number 1, you have to have a plan. Now, if you watched my video last week where I talked about focus as an entrepreneur, I talk about the idea of having a clear plan and getting all of those ideas out of your head into some sort of organization. The same goes for content creation. If you're constantly flying by the seat of your pants, you won't be able to consistently show up online. This is why I'm a big fan of using a content planner. And I know there's a lot of blah blah out there about should you use a planner, should you not use a planner, if you're always planning, how can you be inspired? But here's my theory. If you can have a set plan for your content over the next 30, 60, 90 days if you are a G, then you will actually be able to be inspired because you're not constantly stressed out. So my favorite tool that I encourage all of my clients to use is a content planner. That's why I created a free one, and it is my top downloaded resource on my website to date. If you want to go ahead and get your hands on this intense content planner and extensive, where I'm actually teaching you how to use it, how to organize your content every single month, how to come up with brand containers, and how to keep track of where your content is in the creation process, then you can go to brandmerry.com/content calendar or click the link below. But the reality is you have to start planning. If you're new to the whole planning thing, just aim for a week of planning out content. And there's another myth that I actually want to break right now. Content planning doesn't mean writing your post for an entire 30 days. Content planning means understanding what you're going to be sharing and how you want to deliver that. Then you can write the content in the moment if that feels best to you. One of the worst things that you can do when it comes to content creation is not plan. Because here's what happens and might be happening to you. you know you need to post that day, but you get really stressed out because you don't know what to post about, and then you whip up some content that ends up being mediocre content and isn't effective and doesn't convert. And if you keep doing that over and over again, then you're going to come to me, to another mentor, and say, my content's not working, why not? And sometimes it's as simple as having a clear plan. Number 2 is create a theme for your content. Now, in the beginning of my business, the idea of coming up with a new theme, a new topic every single day for my content was not gonna happen. I had a baby, I was working a 9-to-5, and I was building this business. So I had to come up with a different strategy. Enter themes. So in the beginning of my business, every single week I would choose a theme based on my core brand messages. Now, core brand messages are a signature thing that I teach inside my program, Roadmap to Freedom, but they are essentially linear messages that hold true for your brand as a whole. So let's say one of my core brand messages is around storytelling. So the theme that week could be around story. Every single post, piece of content, live video, email that I sent, blog post that I wrote would revolve around story. This seriously saved my butt. Not only did it allow me to consistently show up online, but it allowed me to position myself as an expert. Because every single week I was talking about something that I knew a lot about. I was showcasing that, and bonus tip if you want content that converts, every single thing that I was talking about led back to my offer. The idea of weekly themes has evolved in my business, and now I use a formula called brand containers. This is something that I teach in my free resource that I've talked to you about already, the Content Planner. I'm giving you my top tips for coming up with your brand containers and how to organize your content in that way. So just another reminder to grab that free content planner at brandmerry.com/content calendar. But the idea of themes, whether it is theming out pillars for your brand or theming out your week based on what you offer, is going to save you when it comes to coming up with content, because you're not having to recreate the wheel every single day, which can be really exhausting. And tip number 3 is repurposing your content. If you want to know how I became the queen of content right out of the gate and have stayed that way for 3 years, it all comes back to repurposing. Here is the thing. I don't know about you, but the idea of creating a piece of content that I love, putting it on social media, and knowing that in 24 hours it's basically gone really kind of pisses me off. So the idea of repurposing allows you to stretch the life of your content. It means that you can post that piece of content on social media, you can email it to your list, you can post it on a blog post, you can do an Insta story about it, an IGTV video, a YouTube video, all around the same piece of content. And again, this is not only saving you time, it is not only saving your sanity, it is allowing you to consistently show up for your community, build trust, and really position yourself as the expert. If you have this fear that you might be just saying the same thing over and over again to the same people, please remember the algorithm. This is the time when the algorithm is actually kind of working in your favor. And they are making it so that you need to consistently be showing up. So if you post something on Facebook, the odds of someone seeing that on Instagram and in your email and maybe on your blog are super slim. So if you're not repurposing, you're actually doing yourself and your audience a disservice. In the beginning of my business, I would really focus on just taking a piece of content, writing a piece of content for my email, breaking it down into smaller bite-sized pieces for Facebook or Instagram, and repurposing that same content onto my blog. Now I'm more strategic with the way that I do it and have a clear posting schedule, but to just get you started, it can be as simple as copying and pasting. Seriously, I know this tip was last, but one of my number 1 suggestions for you is to embrace repurposing. It's going to save you so much time and energy in the long run and really simplify your content creation process. There you have it, my top 3 tips to create consistent content in your business. Don't forget to grab that content planner. This is really going to help you when it comes to not just planning out your content, but also coming up with ideas and understanding and kind of documenting where you're at in the content creation process. So this planner is completely free. You can grab yours at brandmerry.com/content calendar. As always, let me know that you enjoyed this video by making sure you subscribe, liking, and leaving a comment below. I really do love hearing from you and continuing the conversation off of just me talking to a video. So if you love this video, let me know your favorite tip. And if you want more videos on content, which last video you said you did, comment below, content please. Next week's video, I'm talking all about gaining confidence when it comes to selling. So be sure to tune in on Monday for next week's video, and I'll see you really soon.